Hey guys, got a smoking deal at a local auction house for some model kits, NASCAR model kits more specifically. 2 of these bad boys are open, and the other 4 of them are factory sealed. Even the more common ones you could expect to pay like, I don't know, $20 with shipping on eBay or more. A couple of these kits are the ones that have the tools and driver included with them, but I paid way less. And I thought that I'd bring you guys along for the adventure of going through them. Let's check them out. Alright, first up we've got the Sunoco Ultra Olds, driven by Sterling Marlin. I believe this is the 1991 car. AMT model kit, so it should be, if I remember correctly, yep, 1/25th scale. Most AMT kits, it seems like, are 1/25th scale. Plus, a really strange anomaly that I have discovered anyways is that it seems like the older AMT kits, especially the ones that were, of course, based on the old promo models that you could buy from the dealerships, were incredibly lacking in detail and had quite a few fit problems. However, for some reason, their NASCAR models seem to be pretty good quality, right up there, if not past the old monogram 1/24 scale kits. But anyways, this thing had a sticker price on it from somewhere at some point for 15 doll hairs. That's 1.5 dog hairs, as per the current doll hair dog hair exchange rate. And I mean, yeah, I honestly love building NASCAR kits just because there's so many different variations that you can do. So many different variations, not only in season, between the different seasons, but also just in the same season alone. There's a ton of stuff that you can do. Ton of stuff that you can do as far as like go on eBay and for 10, 12 bucks, you can get a totally different set of decals for this and do something else, or, you know, somebody else. However, I've noticed that even the older NASCAR models like these, the decals seem to stay pretty good in the box. So if you're good with the Sunoco Ultra Olds livery, there you go. Speaking of monogram 1/24th, Western Auto AC Delco Chevy Lumina. I think this is around the same time period, maybe like 93? Somewhere around there, let's see here. Nope, 91. Still, same idea. This bad boy is also factory sealed. And I think, yeah, also 15 doll hairs. Not too shabby. Box is a little bit beat up, but doesn't show any water damage. It's just seen better days. I mean, it's probably been stored in somebody's closet or what have you for 30-some years. Another cool addition to these monogram NASCAR kits from this time period is they not only came with a driver, but they also had your toolbox, fuel cells, gas cans, a jack, all kinds of neat little accessories, air tools, in case you wanted to do yourself a little diorama. But either way, not too shabby. Another monogram 1/24 scale kit. Of course, this is Terry Labonte's Kellogg's Corn Flakes car from 94, I think. Yep, Revell monogram should be right about 1994. Makes sense. This one doesn't have all the extras like the tools and such, but I think if any of you folks out there have built NASCAR models before, you've probably built Terry Labonte's Kellogg's car. These things seem to be extremely readily available and fairly cheap. I mean, you can get them for 20 bucks on eBay, but of course, again, this price tag at some point from somewhere was $15. And another 1/25th scale kit, Mark Martin's Valvoline T-Bird. I think this is also from about 92, 91, somewhere around there. Nope, newer than I thought, 1995. So this is one of the last years that they used the Thunderbird before they went to the Taurus. I always liked the old Thunderbird styles. In fact, one of the very first NASCAR model kits that I ever built when I was really little was Buddy Baker's Valvoline car. I think back then it was a number 5 though. Number 5 or 2 or something like that. I don't know. That was a long time ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth and all that fun stuff. But anyways, typical AMT NASCAR kit from about that time period. Not too shabby. Fair amount of detail. Of course, they don't show you the built-up kit on the side. This is the actual car itself. Again, same price tag, 15 bucks. And now we've got the first open kit from 1994, Dirt Devil Pontiac. Number 40. Remember who drove that? This is 94, right? Yeah, again, same idea with the price tag, $15. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, this was definitely stored in some kind of a heat or dry climate because the glue has completely failed. But of course, being out here in Arizona, it's almost always hot and dry. However, the decals look really, really, really good for being 30 years old. Like I say, the worst roached decals I've ever found in any of these old NASCAR kits were just yellowed, which I just did the old tape trick where you tape them to the window and the sun seems to bleach them back out. Get rid of most of that yellowing from the glue anyways. These were printed June of 1994, so yeah, almost exactly 30 years old. Cool. Typical tires, no pad printing back in those days, but they do have the decals, of course, for the tires. Molded in black. And I mean, realistically, if you've seen one Revell Monogram NASCAR model, you've seen them all. I always liked how they did the chrome trees on here because they're not really chrome, it's more like an actual aluminum instead of the bright chrome, which a lot of times, if it is molded in the bright chrome, I'll actually take dull coat spray paint to get this effect anyways. This to me just looks a heck of a lot more real than bright chrome, especially on a NASCAR car. And the windshield has become detached from the sprue, so I'm sure that's scratched up, but that's alright. We can polish it up. Monogram catalog offer. Again, with some of the classic kits. Let's see, I've built that one. I have that one, haven't built it yet. I built that one. From a long, long time ago. And again, same basic idea with the instructions. Very much Monogram NASCAR. I will say, though, that both companies, AMT and Revell Monogram, are always very good at adding details to the NASCAR kits. Not too shabby. I'm gonna put the decals back in here like that, upside down. And a Monogram Stock Car Plus kit from 1990. Heinz Tomato Catsup. This has dual price tags on it, $5, probably somebody's thrift store. And the same bright fluorescent green price tag as the other ones for $15. This is the same concept as the other early Monogram kit, with all of the goodies, the tools and such. Let's see how these decals are. Yeah, see, these decals are pretty good too. Not too bad. They're not yellow at all. They're not dry. They're a little bit bowed, which tells me that they probably did come into contact with some kind of moisture, but they look okay. And then these were printed February 1990. Same concept on the tires. Nice dark red on the main parts, including the body. So realistically, if you wanted to, with the decals that are supplied, and I've done this before, you wouldn't even really have to paint this. Honestly, I've done it several times where I just polish out the paint, the plastic, degrease it, throw some gloss on it, and then decal it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's the red that it needs to be. Lazy? Yes, but I'm too old to worry about that. I'm more into enjoying the model building experience at this point than anything else. And you know what? It looks just fine. Then we have some white, which of course is the driver. All of your fun tools, including your toolbacks. Again, not chrome, sort of like a flat chrome / aluminum, which is super awesome. Instructions, which show you how to assemble the tools first. And all that nice late 80s, early 1990s detail. illustrated here in the instruction sheets. Alright, well, throw it down in the comments if you enjoy these kinds of videos. I mean, I do enjoy bringing you guys along for the ride. Again, I am going to start doing some build videos and things like that, or at least showing off kits after they are built. But I really like doing the unboxing and stuff, and as you guys have seen, again, from previous videos of the stash, I have plenty of material to go through and show you folks if you're interested in it. And the beauty of all of this is that all of these 6 kits combined in one lot at the auction house with taxes and auction fees was like 46 bucks. So I paid way less than you could even expect to find one of these open fellas on eBay for. More than pleased with that. Most of the time it seems like these local auction houses stuff goes for way more than it's worth. But once in a while, whether it's coins or models or pretty much anything you might be interested in, if you watch them, some goodies might slip through the cracks. You might get yourself a good deal. But either way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Best way to support this fairly new channel. Tick the bell to get a notification every single time that I do upload to it. Throw it a thumbs up. Till next time, guys, love you all, God bless, and we'll see you soon. Have fun out there.